Hi, and we're back with part 3. We have 4 lessons left, and I have already cut out all the pieces. They're waiting over there for me to speed up putting the notebook together. All right, so I have my notebook. It has all of the earlier lessons in it. I want to come to a new page. So I've got that. I'm going to set that up here. And we are working on lesson 18. So I have my I can statement. I can decompose a multiplication equation using the distributive property. I have my 2 pockets, and I have some equations. Now I need to fill in some of these. So 9 times 4 I know equals 36, and 7 times 3 equals 21. So, and now I'm going to make my equations match the pockets. So 5 3s. So if it has a 3, I know it's 7 times 3. So then I need plus 2 3s. And here I have 4 times 3 plus 3 times 3. And again, I know it goes with 7 times 3 since the second number is 3. 5 times 3 plus 2 times 3. Oh, now I've got a 4. 5 times 4 plus 4 times 4. 6 times 4 plus 3 times 4, and 5 4s plus 4 4s. This might take a little bit more instruction from you for your students, or maybe you do it after the lesson. But what we really want to do here is build students' flexibility in breaking apart equations, which is what the distributive property is all about. All right, I'm going to glue in my I can statement first. Top of the page. There we go. Oops. Fold it up the corner. Okay. And if you really, one area that I would not skimp with my students is the gluing. It seems so silly, but the quality of their notebooks is going to really be based on how the gluing is and cutting. And they're going to be more likely to use their notebooks if they're in good shape. So I would really spend time with them on cutting straight lines and gluing solid pieces in. Okay. There we go. So now I already sorted them as I filled them out. Oh, I have one corner. Glue. In some cases, wet glue might even be better than the dry glue. Okay, so these are going to stick out just a little bit, but that's okay. Or you could arrange them with your students so that they don't stick out. Put glue right here. There we go. So I've got lesson 18. Now I'm ready for lesson 19. My I can statement. And then here, so we're modeling, decomposing. So I've got 3 models on each that we are going to complete. Let me grab a pen. Color each model to show how it could be decomposed. So you're going to have students grab 2 colors, and then we're going to color the parts. So I like to do 5s, but we really want to emphasize with kids it can be any combination. They could color one piece one color, and then the rest of them the other color. Okay, and then orange for the rest. So that's what the first one looks like. The light is kind of blowing out the color. I do have all of them colored in. And then here. And you should it's up to you. I feel like it's helpful that once you decide how many 4s, in this case, you're going to color one color, that you... Oh, they're all different problems. Sorry, never mind. I was thinking that they were the same, like different models of the same problem, but they're not. So never mind. They can split them up each however they want to. So I'm just going to color the array. So again, with this lesson, we're really building flexibility. That students don't think that there's one right way to use or model the distributive property, that they really see it as a tool that they use how they need, instead of just another thing to memorize, which I guarantee you is how some of your students see it. So we want them to see it as a tool that they can use. Okay. All right, and I'm just going to switch colors for my other part. All right, tape diagram. Coloring, coloring, coloring. Coloring to organize information is also another great way for kids to deal with these complex math concepts in a low stress way. How can you be stressed out while you have colored pencils or crayons? So as much as you can do that in your lessons, that is helpful. You know, you have some of those artistic kids that just love the opportunity to color. And then you have some kids, like me, that don't particularly enjoy the coloring. I like the results. I like things to be pretty, but I get pretty tired of coloring. And I'm not as careful as I should be. Here. All right, I've got my two pieces. Now these can be folded, kind of like we folded the other ones, where we make a little accordion. So I've got one right here, and the array is going to be what shows. You can fold it so that the tape diagram is what shows. Either way is totally fine. It's just going to affect the way that it pulls out. But that doesn't matter. Okay, let me glue down my I can statement. Whoops. And these can go next to each other. I'm going to put them on top of each other, or vertically stacked. There, you can't really. I'm going to push this back a little bit so you can see more of my notebook. Just because I know another lesson's not going to fit under it, and I'll just use all the room I have. Okay. So there it is. Let's get the next piece out. So our next two lessons are story problems. All right, pen. All right, so when we're reading story problems, we want to circle important information and underline the question. Maybe you have different instructions for your students, and so go with those. Ben gave 2 cars to each of his 3 friends. Each car had 4 wheels. How many wheels did Ben give to his friends? So these are 2-step questions. So I have a place to solve the first part and a place to solve the second part. This is going to be helpful for your kids who struggle with 2-step problems. Okay, so he gave 2 cars to each of his 3 friends. So I'm going to solve that part first. So he has 3 friends, so I make a tape diagram with 3 boxes, and they each get 2 cars. Now you can label your tape diagrams or have your students do it if they want to. I'll go ahead and do it because I'm only doing a couple. 1 friend equals 1 box. We have 2 cars. And so my total is going to be 6 cars. And I can write a multiplication equation down here to match. 3 times 2 equals 6. 3 friends, 2 cars for 6 cars. Okay, now I'm going to use that information in step 2. Each car had 4 wheels. So I have 6 cars. I'm going to make another tape diagram. I just like tape diagrams. Any model is fine. And each one had 4 wheels. So this is 1 car, 4 wheels, for a total of 24 wheels. So 6 times 4 equals 24. Cars, wheels, wheels. And we can answer the question in a complete sentence if you have room down at the bottom. Ben gave his friends 24 wheels. Okay? So we got that one. Now we're down to our next question. Tulips have 3 petals and 3 sepals, which cover the petals. The sepals look like petals. Nicole's tulips look like they have 24 petals. How many tulips does Nicole have? I know this is a weird question, but I needed something where you added 2 parts together. So this is actually true. Tulips do only have 3 petals. It looks like they have 6 petals because of the sepals. So that's where I got this question. Okay, so our step 1 is to figure out how many petals it looks like tulips have. So that is an addition problem. I can still do it with a tape diagram. I have 3 and 3, and that equals 6. And I have petals and sepals. So 3 plus 3 equals 6. 3 petals plus 3 sepals equals 3. We'll say petals for now. You might have to have that talk with your class to make sure that makes sense. Okay, so it looks like each tulip has 6 petals. She has 24 petals. So we need to figure out how many tulips that is. So the way I'm going to do it, because I know my multiplication facts and hopefully your class knows as well, is I'm going to make a tape diagram, and I know my total is going to be 24 petals, and then I'm going to put groups of 6 until I get to 24, and that will be 4 groups of 6. So this is 1 tulip and 6 petals, and the equation that matches this is 24 divided by 6 equals 4. So 24 petals divided by 6 petals per tulip, and that equals 4 tulips. So this one we don't have room to write the sentence on the front, so we can write it on the back. Nicole has 4 tulips. Okay, now we can fold them. I'm folding them so that I'm going to glue the top down, and this will allow me to, when I fold it in, I will still be able to see the answer flipping it up. Okay, let's glue them in. We are almost done with Module 1. So exciting. I'm going to put these next to each other so that I can get our last lesson of the module on the same page. All right. So this is what it looks like right now. Let's look at lesson 21. So we're using, again, 2-step story problems. Someone rang the doorbell. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. We are still in the process of selling our house, and so sometimes people need to come. Hopefully, we will be in our new house where I will have an office in the next about a month. So, hopefully. Okay, we are on lesson 21, and we're looking at two-step story problems again. I'm going to start with Mr. Jones. He had a box of 30 cookies, so I circle that. He took 2 cookies out to save for his lunch. Then he gave 7 students an equal share of the rest of the cookies. How many cookies did each student get? All right, part 1, I need to figure out how many cookies he had after he took 2 out. So I'm going to make my tape diagram. My total is 30 cookies. He took out 2 cookies. And then there were some left over. I'll put a question mark. So 30 minus 2 equals 28. Cookies, cookies, cookies. And for step 2, 7 students in equal share. So I make a long tape diagram, and I make 7 boxes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My total is 28, and I don't know how many are in each box, so I can put C's or question marks. And my, I can label it cookies, cookies, 1 student. And my equation is 28 divided by 7 equals, I can put C, and C equals 4 cookies. So 28 students divided by 7 cookies per student. Nope. 28 cookies divided by 7 students equals C cookies per student. Okay. It's really important that kids understand the problems that they're solving. Sorry, it's the light blowing it out. So they can catch mistakes that they make like that. All right, next one. Mr. Hansen bought 4 boxes of markers. Each box had 6 markers in it. She also bought 8 more markers. How many total markers did Mrs. Hansen buy? Okay, part 1, let's solve for the boxes. So I have 4 boxes. Tape diagram with 4 boxes, each with 6 in it. For my total, I'll put M for markers. So markers in 1 box. And then my equation would be 4 times 6 equals M. M equals 24 markers. So I have 4 boxes, 6 markers per box. Here we go. All right, part 2. So we know she bought 24 markers in the boxes, and then she bought 8 more. So we have a tape diagram to show addition. We have 24 plus 8. These are both markers for a total of, can't use M again, so let's use Z. Z markers. Equation is 24 plus 8 equals Z. Z equals 32 markers. These are markers and markers. Okay. Here are my 2 equations. Okay, there you go. And I'm going to fold them up. Oh, I need to write my answers. I'll do that once I am done folding. In sentence form. Okay, so under each flap, I'm going to write my answer in a sentence. So Mr. Hansen, he bought 32 markers. Mr. Hansen bought 32 markers. and Mr. Jones, each student got 4 cookies. Okay, now we can glue them in. And then we are done with Module 1. Okay. I have to go. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. All right. I have room to stack these, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So Module 1 for grade 3 is done. What I'm going to do now is take pictures of each page so that they are the sample pictures that you can download in your PDF. And I will put a link to this video in there so you can get to it as well. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.